Morning. It's June 17th here in Rusty, Rhode Island. So I got the portions that I was working on here filled in. I filled in all the rest of the holes on the firewall and welded all that up. Got when it's black like that, it's hard to see, but it's all filled in, no more holes. Now I didn't do below this point because I'm probably going to have to cut a lot of this out to be able to make a transmission tunnel. So, and that's what I'm kind of doing today. I'm making up a list of everything that I'm going to need to purchase, and then I'm going to start pricing. So I brought the frame in and just going to start marking up to cut the frame. I plan on cutting section out in here and bringing the wheelbase down to about 113 inches, which is a short bed. So as I've been working on this truck, I find things that kind of give me a little bit of history on the truck. Now these were the boards this was the original truck bed. So when this was bought in the factory, it had a wood bed with stake sides, and it was high side stake body, and it was out in Arizona. And I found a lot of material that looks like hay and straw. Keep in mind that somebody put a metal deck over the top of the wood. I don't know when, but this stuff that's in these cracks, which kind of smells a little bit like manure, but it's hard to tell. And then I found this nail, which is definitely for wire, doing fence wire. So a little evidence what this truck was probably doing. It was probably on a farm where they had livestock, and they would go pick up grain in it and move the livestock to market and stuff like that. Yeah, I took a whiff. The smell of manure in the morning. So this rear end, the vent tube is missing, and it's actually kind of rotted a little bit. The metal, the flange that the rubber hose goes on. So I'm going to be opening up the rear end to see. It's probably got some water in it. I'll drain it out and figure out exactly what kind of rear end it is. But my plan is to get a list of materials. Now I'm going to order new brakes, all new stuff for the front. Brakes, rotors, calipers, rubber hoses, brake lines. Everything new in the front. I'll reuse the bearings. No reason to change them unless they're bad. And then in the rear, if the brake shoes are bad, I'll change them. If not, I'm looking. It's got a section of new brake line on it, new rubber hose there. So maybe the rear brakes are good, but the front, I can see that the calipers were left open. Somebody removed the rubber hoses and they were open to the weather, so emergency brake cables are seized. Sometimes you can soak them in oil and get them working again if they're not too bad. I'll find out. I'll take them off and soak them. I think them shocks have seen better days. Yeah, this is a pretty good frame for an 84. As you can see, I guess inside, I hope you can see that it was apparently kept painted for a lot of years. And it gets better as you go forward, but in the back, like around the rear wheels, is where it usually goes, and it's not. It's the full. It's not like flake. I can hit it with a hammer and half of it falls off. It's all solid. I'm also going to put upper control arms. I decided to get those tube type. They're pretty cheap. They're almost the ones I see online are about the same price as the stock. So figured I'd throw those tubular type on there with some new upper control arm bushings. And then powertrain, well, and I need things like a brake booster, a steering column, parts of a steering column. There's a lot of stuff I need. So the idea was, here's my notepad. I'm going to start my list, put the list together, and figure out what I need. And then I'll price it, and I'll start the budget. I'm thinking the budget on this truck is going to be somewhere around $4,000 to $5,000 if I watch my money. And that's just parts. I don't count in my labor because it's a labor of love. All right, guys. Out from Rusty, Rhode Island.